Today is Saturday the 27th, and we have come to a place called Babatos, the ruins of Babatos. And the ruins are somewhere up there. Must be pretty spectacular to see, because they're going to charge us €3 a person to go in there.
Yeah, can you lock the car?
But we are in mountains, gorgeous mountains. So we'll see what we have to see today. The ruins of Babatos. I can tell you a little bit about it. It was a Christian enclave that rebelled against the Caliph. And this, by the way, is the 9th and 10th century. And he built fortifications in several places. This guy called Hafez. But Hafez was a Christian, okay? Tell you more. Babastro, ruins of Babastro. So I have to know the history. But we got more climbing to go up. Oh, what fun. But you have to remember, I mean, these steps are authentic. There's no cement here. And that girl there, she sells tickets. Okay, really smells good here. The pine. I don't know what mountain these are, but I got to shut my camera off. I got to remember to shoot a long time instead of these little 15-second jobbers. Tend to aggravate people when they watch it. Okay. So in 889, Hafsun made this area his headquarters. And I think I told you, he made alliances with several towns, and they revolted against the Caliph of Cordoba. And for 50 years, they revolted, caused havoc with the Muslims. New alliances were made, fortifications built.
You need to get up into there.
And there better be more to this spot than this. For €3, I would demand my money back.
€6.
Yeah, €6. So.
Well, no, the path goes all the way down and around.
I know. This is quite a large area. So. And I'm sure the camera doesn't do justice to the view, but there is.
So all this was a fortress at one time.
Yeah. So for 100 years, Hafsun and his followers, because hell, who knows that you're even here? Well, I walked on the path. Wasn't terribly scary, and came from that direction. Picked up some more information. Hafsun was a deserter from the Caliph's army in Cordoba, and then he basically was a robber and a thug, and he was a mass murderer. And since I don't think he was Christian because he was served in the Caliph's army. And Bobastro was a city or a village that he took refuges, and his followers lived here. But eventually it was totally destroyed. So I hope I see some more. Well, I finally found out where it is, what it is. Very, very interesting. So Hafsun was indeed a Christian. He built churches here. Looks like he also built a castle. You can see some of the layout that they've did, but I don't know where the hell that is. Anyway, up in there, we'll see remnants of a church. And we're going to look very carefully because there are some carvings on the stone of a cross. So from 880 until this was taken back by 916, I think it was. Let me just double check my dates. 917. This was a place where Bombastro is where Hafsun and his sons lived. And the churches were built very similar to the first Catholic and Spanish Visigoth basilicas. So, when the Emir of Cordoba, he finally took it back in 928. Oh, Umar died in 917. In 928, he conquered this place. He exiled all the inhabitants and he destroyed all the churches and their homes. So I'm going to go up there. It says that the church was linked to the castle. Well, I don't see how there could be that much room up here. So let me go check that out. I was over there, and I walked over here because I thought I seen this hole. So, this is a crypt. I'm sure they buried their dead here. You can see the chisel marks on the stone. And I'm below what's left of the church right now. And then I'm also standing in what probably was a grave. Okay, I'm going to shut it off. No, maybe I'll leave it on. You got to see this. I get up here, and I'm glad I left it on. Look, I carved this out. Now, I don't want to shoot into the sun. You won't see nothing. So, I'll just walk up here. Oh, there's another. Look there. Another hole in the rock. Don't know what that is. So, very, very interesting. They simply carved this church out of the rock. There is no pieces of stone here at all. That took a lot of work. All right, now let's looky. This is a round chamber. There's I'm looking for that cross. I may not find it. And then we got that. I'm not quite sure where the main altar would have been. I'd like to get up there if I can. But you're probably getting sick of looking at stone. But this took a ton of work to cut all this rock away. I don't think I'm going to get in that place. Let me look around here. I'd have to climb up there and go in there. That ain't happening. I don't think that trench there was made by man. I think that may be natural, but this thing here obviously is cut out by man. And what I'm standing on has been all cut out of stone. And evidently, they had a well or a cistern right there. And it must be deep enough that it's dangerous. Why the screen over it, huh? So there's the remnants of a wall. So if he had a castle, must have been where I'm standing. Wasn't very big, was it? I'm going to look around over in there, but I don't see any more evidence. Of course, who knows? You know, you have a hut somewhere out there, just built out of wood. You wouldn't know it. Probably will never find it. Pretty awesome day. It's colder than normal though. I don't think it's going to get to 50. So I was over there and I walked over in this direction. So it's possible there was lots of houses built down in there for the city of Babrostra. Anyway, see that wall? I don't see any more evidence of stone building though. But it's been excavated. They didn't say when they excavated it. But this thing was destroyed in 920. That's still in the Dark Ages. Now I gotta make my way back. Maria felt it was too dangerous for her, so she didn't come. And that's her loss. Because you don't see a church carved out of stone very often, even though it was a small one. I never did find that cross. So I can't imagine the rugged terrain here. They could have easily had goats and sheep, maybe some cattle, donkey, and horses, but you couldn't grow anything. You had to truck it all in, all your food. Oh, now here's another hole in the ground. And I can only think that that's for a grave. The Spaniards do things so illogically. this was a German, Nordic, American, they'd have a sign here telling you what that was. Well, I think I've discovered it. I've looked it, I filmed it, and now I'm going to leave it. Well, I thought I was done, but I needed to clarify something. The two square rectangular holes carved in the rock I thought were graves were silos to store their grain in, and the one was a cistern to catch water. And so it was a little bit bigger than I thought. But still, I never found the cross. So they said there was more than one carved into the stone here. But I am on this, Bobastro was built on this plateau. A very small plateau jutting out from the mountain. It's a little hazy today. But this is really gorgeous country here. I think there may be remnants of a wall here. Yes. I think that may have been reconstructed. I heard some people. He sounded pretty close, but now I have no clue where they are. This is very interesting and quite an engineering feat. They've simply carved this basin right out of the top of the mountain to hold water. I've never seen this before. And then we have that mountain over there. And we're above the tree line, so we're pretty high. So, in the distance there is Bar La Mesa. And it sits up on top of the mountain, and we're going to have a beer and some tapas right over there. This is, and it's cold up here. And the road ends. The map doesn't show that it ends. But it does. So, but look, I'm going to try and zero in. There is a house way the hell up there. That is amazing. And I don't know how he got there. But we're going to have us a relaxation. That was a little strenuous getting to Barbatos.